Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Todd Chrisley's shocking personality change since prison raising red flags. Life after prison has brought dramatic changes for Todd and Julie Chrisley, but not all of them are winning over the public. While the couple's release after 2 years behind bars was initially celebrated, fans now say Todd's new attitude feels less like growth and more like narcissism. The Chrisleys return home. Todd and Julie, who served sentences for tax evasion and fraud, walked free after 2 years locked away. Their daughter Savannah played a major role in advocating for their release, fighting tirelessly until the day came. Now back in the spotlight, the Chrisleys are adjusting to life outside prison walls. A new reality show is set to document the family's reunion, including the emotional moment Todd and Julie reconnected with their children. But beneath the smiles, tensions linger. Savannah, who shouldered much of the burden while her parents were away, has hinted at resentment, something fans have noticed and empathized with. Todd's new personality sparks criticism. Since his release, Todd's public appearances have raised eyebrows. Listeners of his podcast and longtime fans say he seems consumed by his prison experience, and not in a way that paints him favorably. One fan admitted, "Anybody else majorly turned off by Todd this week? I thought he was abnormally icky. Hope this isn't permanently Todd post-prison. I did really love how Julie kept knocking him down a peg." Another chimed in, "You can tell he's passionate about what goes on behind prison. It's absolutely terrible. I'm glad he's speaking on it, but very narcissistic." The criticism didn't stop there. "Yeah, I love this podcast. And I love the Chrisleys, but in typical fashion, Todd did too much, and this particular instance was overly aggressive." And yet another listener observed, "He really was riled up. But I have to say it was refreshing to hear Julie kind of snap him back into line a bit." Julie emerges as the fan favorite. While Todd's intensity has been off-putting, Julie seems to be thriving. Fans applaud her for standing her ground, both with Todd and with Savannah. Her ability to balance strength with grace has positioned her as the surprising post-prison favorite. For now, the Chrisleys' comeback story is a mixed bag. Todd's raw, sometimes abrasive energy may alienate viewers, but Julie's newfound voice could very well be the family's saving grace on screen. Todd Chrisley has always been known for his quick wit, larger-than-life personality, and ability to turn even the most dramatic family moments into reality TV gold. But ever since beginning his prison sentence, fans, friends, and family members have noticed something startling. Todd isn't quite the same person he once was. The usually upbeat, sharply dressed patriarch of Chrisley Knows Best seems to have undergone a transformation that has everyone talking, and not all of the chatter is positive. The first signs of a personality shift came through letters Todd sent home to his children. Known for his bold, often humorous writing style, Todd's words now read like something out of a philosophical journal. Savannah Chrisley even shared on her podcast that her dad's letters are filled with musings about life, justice, and forgiveness, a far cry from his usual playful sarcasm. At first, this seemed like a positive change. After all, prison can give someone a lot of time to reflect. But the tone has reportedly grown darker in recent months, with Todd hinting at mistrust, paranoia, and a feeling that he can't rely on anyone outside his immediate circle. Savannah has spoken openly about her father's new personality, describing him as more serious than he's ever been, and warning listeners that the public might not be prepared for the Todd Chrisley who will emerge when he's released. "It's like he's a completely different person," she admitted. And that's scary. For a family who built their empire on charm and charisma, this kind of shift could be difficult to navigate, both personally and professionally. Another red flag is Todd's sudden interest in complete isolation. Before prison, Todd thrived on being surrounded by people, whether it was his wife Julie, his children, or his many business partners. Now, sources close to the Chrisleys say he prefers solitude and spends much of his time reading or writing rather than socializing with fellow inmates. Some prison insiders have claimed Todd has even refused participation in recreational activities, choosing instead to focus on what he calls spiritual warfare. The phrase spiritual warfare has caught the attention of fans and critics alike. Todd has always been open about his Christian faith, but his new language feels more intense, almost militant. While this could simply be a sign that he's leaning heavily on faith to get through his sentence, some fear that this intensity could alienate him from friends and family who may not share his exact worldview. It also raises the question of whether Todd will be able to reintegrate into a normal life, or even into the entertainment world, when he's released. Even his appearance is reportedly changing. Visitors have said Todd has lost weight, keeps his hair cropped shorter, and often appears more subdued. The sparkle is gone. One insider claimed, describing him as someone who has seen too much. The shift is not necessarily negative. Prison can humble even the most flamboyant of personalities, but combined with his darker writings and withdrawal from others, it suggests a deeper internal battle. Perhaps the biggest red flag, though, is the way Todd allegedly talks about his own future. Gone is the man who would dream big about new TV projects, business ventures, and lavish vacations. Instead, Todd reportedly talks about taking legal action, holding people accountable, and making things right. His focus seems to be on proving his innocence and reshaping his public image, which might put him at odds with networks or producers who are looking for a lighter, more comedic version of the Chrisleys to headline future projects. Fans on social media have been speculating about whether Todd's personality change is temporary, a product of his current circumstances, or something permanent. Some believe he will come out stronger, more focused, and ready to rebuild his empire. Others fear that prison has hardened him so much that the playful, joke-cracking Todd will never return. Family dynamics are also reportedly shifting. Savannah has stepped into the role of caretaker for her younger siblings, Grayson and Chloe, and she has become the public face of the Chrisley family. This may create tension once Todd is back, as he is used to being the central authority figure. If his personality remains as intense and serious as it seems now, the adjustment could be rocky. Julie Chrisley's perspective might also be affected. She, too, is serving time, and sources say her coping strategy has been much different from Todd's. While Todd has grown more combative and introspective, Julie is said to be focusing on staying calm, connecting with other inmates, and staying positive for the sake of her children. The contrast in their prison experiences could create emotional distance between them, leaving fans wondering what their marriage will look like after release. There's no doubt that Todd Chrisley's personality change is raising red flags, not necessarily because change is bad, but because this new version of Todd might be unpredictable. Will he come out ready to inspire others, or will he come out with a chip on his shoulder? Reality TV has thrived on Todd's quick humor and bold one-liners, but what if that part of him has been replaced with a man who is less concerned about entertaining and more focused on righting perceived wrongs? Prison has a way of reshaping people, and in Todd's case, it seems to have stripped him down to his most vulnerable state. For the Chrisley family, that means preparing for a future where Todd might not just be a father and husband, but a man on a mission. One who could either rebuild the family's brand stronger than ever or reject the spotlight altogether. For now, all the public can do is watch and wait. Savannah's podcast updates offer a small window into her father's mind, but until Todd is released, no one will fully understand the extent of his transformation. What is clear, however, is that Todd Chrisley's journey is far from over, and the next chapter might be the most dramatic one yet.